Hey, get ready for one of the creepiest stories of the dark web and Reddit. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's start. I received a private message early yesterday morning on my Reddit. He noticed my comment on his post on Reddit and sought my guidance. He seemed troubled that his warning had turned into an advertisement for the shadow web. At first I thought he was delusional. There are dozens of message boards on the deep web, even some subreddits. Still, he acted like he was responsible for leaking the deep web. I assured him people were just playing along and he need not worry. Then he tried to correct me. He insisted that the shadow web is not the deep web, nor is it the dark web. It's something far more sinister. Way more messed up was what he said. Later in the evening, he gave me his phone number. He told me to text him if I wanted to be proven wrong. Our private messages ended there. A quick reverse lookup showed the area code was from a place called Valleyfield, Quebec in Canada. It looked harmless, so I sent him a text. He replied within minutes. He sent me an MMS with a picture of a piece of paper, the one a creepy customer had supposedly given him. The first thing I noticed about the slip was the font type. It appeared to be printed directly from Notepad. I guess this person had been using public computers or cyber cafes to access the shadow web. The second thing I noticed was that the steps were not for accessing the dark web, at least not the dark web I was familiar with. It took me about 45 minutes to locate the specific build of Netscape Navigator required for accessing the SHA web gateway. I found a torrent on one of the deep web forums. It came with a Trojan horse, unsurprisingly, but I installed it anyway. Whoever tries to backdoor my machine would regret it. At last I connected to the fabled gateway. To my surprise, I was wrong. This wasn't just the deep web or dark web. He had every reason to worry. Let me explain in layman's terms. If the deep web was the bad neighborhood in your town, the dark web would be its haunted house. The shadow web, then, would be the windowless cellar at the end of a passage behind a hidden door in that haunted house. Before I continue, I want to clear something up. When I left the comment on the original post, I mentioned frequently visiting the dark web. Someone called me a monster. I'm not. I don't go there to scam or distribute illegal content. I go to find the people who do. My job prohibits me from elaborating. After spending the whole day on the shadow web, I began to appreciate the gravity of this revelation. I'll spare you the details, but I've never been more convinced that cryptocurrencies should be outlawed. I came across one particular site called rumcake.web. It resembled the one described in Kenny Luck's post. Then I saw that the site was merely one of dozens in a network of these torture room broadcasts. I called him back on the number he had messaged me on. I wanted to tell him he was right about the shadow web and that he did the right thing. The information he provided might save lives, but he didn't pick up. It was late in Quebec, so he was probably sleeping. The more I looked into it, the more I realized that I couldn't tackle this alone. I needed to tell my superior. It was almost 3 a.m., but I was too excited to wait. I sent her an IM about the big fish I needed help with. She responded immediately. The ensuing conversation was shocking. Our agency knew about the shadow web, but no leads had ever turned up on how to get in. Until now. Kenneluck's post on Nosleep violated the shadow web's code of silence. He was careless enough to use his regular Reddit account. Some people are probably very upset by his expose of the web. From what I was told, his life is in danger. Being a rookie at the organization, I've been advised to stay out of this investigation. My boss warned that I too might end up with a target on my head if I didn't take proper measures to conceal myself. It's 5 a.m. now and I still haven't heard back from him. I hope he's okay. One last thing before I log off. For those who tried accessing the dark web or shadow web after yesterday's post, disconnect your microphones and cover your webcams. Don't even charge your cell phones via USB ports. Most importantly, don't ever try connecting again. If you like the stories, please support by liking and subscribing. And remember, best things happen in the dark.